Namaste, and wishing all the equators and everyone a happy World Embarking Day 2020. I like to mention a special thanks to Neeraj ma'am for the invitation to create this presentation video for the Eco Club of Little Flower School, Narayanghat. Starting with my introduction, I am Kushal Naharaki, eco-activist from Nepal. I'm the winner of Eco Hero Award in 2018, and I'm working as regional ambassador to Asia for Eco Generation, which is an environmental platform for youth and children on the globe by United Nations Environment Program and Samsung Engineering. I am also selected as 22 Global Young Change Makers for my contribution in the field of environment as lead ambassador for the project of USA and Power. Along with that, I've been working in the various local to national and international organizations related to the field of environment. I have worked for with Innovation Network, Wiper Nepal, with Thinker Society, Lamjung, and Climate Educate Project for South Asia. And sharing my eco journey and few environmental projects with you all. My eco journey started with the school days, as it is said. 1,000 miles long journey starts with a single step. I used to be very fascinated by the environmental related stories that I used to hear. I was always enthusiastic to plant the trees and clean the environment around the school during my childhood as well. I used to feel very saddened when I used to hear that we are harming our planet and there are pollutions that are being caused, which is harming the nature. The eco motivation and the enthusiasm inside me always motivated to work for the environment and create a better future, which led me through my eco journey. Joining the climate convergence in Lansing in 2017 to acting as regional ambassador for Tunjaiku generation. I have conducted various environment-related projects, participating in various seminars, workshops, campaigns, and events. Along with that, organizing several of them. I have also been nominated for co-chair in UNEP committee in Pokhara MUN 2020. Along with that, I had also participated in APRES International MUN in 2018-19. My project called Eco Workshop for Children is also selected for Tunjaiku Generation Ambassador Sponsorship Program and sharing some of my environmental projects with you, starting from Sustainable Environment Campaign, which is a school campaign with a series of events like eco quiz, eco motivation, and presentation, along with formation of Children Eco Club to motivate enthusiastic children to protect the planet and create a better and conscious citizen for the community and the nation. Go for Green campaign started with a speech competition on the theme of Green Earth and is the special campaign for promoting afforestation and green planet. The question that I would like to ask you all is where do you throw the waste after eating a chocolate or the noodles? Definitely, most of us throw it wherever we like as soon as we consume the food inside it. But those small actions are all those activities that are contributing to create the pollution. Though these are filled with the plastics and these all small activities that we can conduct can bring a change. And the campaign itself says, keep it in till you find a bin. I always keep the wrappers of those chocolates and the noodles inside my pocket until I find a place to deposit them, not throwing it wherever I like. Small like Great Impact was an inspirational campaign where I said how a small act can create a great impact in the society. It was also followed by an online campaign with the people from different parts of the world and mostly from Path shared how their small act is creating the great impact in the society. And zero hunger is an important issue, and but most of us are wasting the food after we consume. Those little extra food that we throw can feed some of the hungry old people around the world. So we must save our planet with saving the food to ensure the food security with no food wastage and zero hunger. What do you give to your friends during their birthday or your relatives? Definitely some fancy gifts, some flowers. But what I suggest is gift free and celebrate teen birthday. Along with celebrating birthday, along with out here you have been told you are saving your planet, planting a tree. So gift a tree as a birthday gift rather than those fancy gifts. Apart from these, I have also conducted several online campaigns, starting from Eco Fact series to Eco Dictionary as well as Old Environmental Creative Challenge. Moving on to today's day, June  5, World Environment Day. It is celebrated every year since 1974. The United Nations meetings on 1972 on Stockholm Convention declared that we'll be celebrating World Environment Day. And the theme of the first World Environment Day was only one planet. As you all of us know, there is no planet B. So there's only one planet. So it's our responsibility to protect this planet. And every year a new theme is selected. The theme for 2018 was big plastic pollution and 19 air pollution. And a different country hosts the event every year. World Environment Day 2019 was hosted by China. And this year, the World Environment Day 2020 will be hosted by Colombia in association with Germany. And theme of World Environment Day 2020 is biodiversity, and the slogan is time for nature. With the crisis we have been facing and the result of those, it clearly suggests that it is time for us to think about the nature. Let it be the Amazon bushfire or the Australian bushfire, along with the COVID-19 crisis that has been recently arising, along with the local swarm that's increasing around the world. The time has definitely come to think about nature. And why does the biodiversity really matter? The word biodiversity itself says bio means life and diversity means variety. Our planet is filled with variety of lives. More than 8 millions of plants and animals live in this planet, and all of these are interlinked with each other. One harm to one of the part of the ecosystem clearly hampers the ecosystem. Biodiversity is the foundation for all those life on land as well as water. Biodiversity is responsible for providing us the food we eat, to providing the clean air and the water, to understanding about the medicinal resources and the natural disease resistance, to climate change mitigation. But the fact that in the last 5 years, we have lost 32 million hectares of forest. In every 1 minute, around 20 field size of football is lost in the world. In the last 150 years, the coral leaf copper has been reached by the all these threats that we have been causing to the biodiversity, suggest the fact that the biodiversity is very important to us and we need to protect them. Talking about the biodiversity in Nepal, Nepal is ranked 25 in the world and 11th in Asia in biodiversity richness. Although Nepal only covers 0.1% of the global area, Nepal harvests around 3.2% of the world flora and 1.1% of the world fauna. There are 118 different ecosystems in Nepal with 284 species of flowering plants, 160 species of animals, and 14 species of phytofauna being only available in Nepal. That is, their endemic Nepal. For the protection of the biodiversity, we have 12 national parks and 6 conservation area, 1 hunting reserve, and 1 wildlife reserve in Nepal. But are those sufficient to protect our biodiversity? There are several threats to biodiversity in Nepal, starting from illegal hunting and the trade of the wildlife species to overexploitation of the resources. We have been causing loss and degradation to the natural habitats for the activities like agriculture and the infrastructure development that we need. With the increasing evidences of the climate change, the threat to the biodiversity has increased much more. The brutal example of human-wildlife conflict can be seen in the second image that has been kept in the presentation. This is the image from Kerala, India. The recent activities that took 2 to 3 days ago, where the people fed the elephant with the firecrackers inside a pineapple. How brutal it has been. We have always been conflicting human and the wildlife. The cases of COVID-19 is also the result when the human tried to interfere in the animal ecosystem. All those threats results that the vulnerable and extinction of animal and plant are the result of our activities and threats on biodiversity. Among the 4 animals that you know currently, the data suggests that in the next 10 years, one of them might get extinct. Over 50% of the world species are estimated to be at risk of extinction. The image that you are seeing of Pinta Island tortoise, now it is only limited to image because it has already been extinct from our ecosystem. And the next image that you can see of the polar bear, it is in the state of vulnerability. Means it can get extinct in the coming days if we protect it. Over 50% of the world species are estimated to bear the risk of extinction. The question might arise, who is responsible for all these activities? The answer is very simple. It's us, human being, who has been creating the problem for the planet and to ourselves. The choice is always ours, whether we want a healthy planet or a polluted planet. Everyone wants a healthy planet, but our activities is what it determines whether our planet will be healthy or the polluted. So let's take a place to create a healthy planet with sustainable activities that we conduct. You might be wondering during the COVID-19 crisis, how can you contribute to the nature? You can always connect with the nature. Whether you watch environment-related movies, documentaries, series, or books, you might have already watched the movies, animated movies like Wall-E and Finding Dory, to the Oscar-winning performance by Leonardo in movie Revenant, which are all based on the theme of environment. You can also learn eco activities like composting, reduce, and recycle. Along with that, you can also build kitchen garden, flower garden at your house. You can also maintain clean environment around yourself and stay safe because it's very important during this period of global emergency. Everyone wants to be a hero, don't you? I always wanted to be a hero since my childhood, and it's almost everyone's dream to become a hero and change the world. But do you need a superpower to become a hero? The answer is no. Everyone can make difference using whatever talents they have. With small activities that you conduct, the change can occur. Let it be the example of Greta Thunberg, who started her campaign Friday for Future standing alone in front of the parliamentary, which took global eyes on her. And there are so many people behind her supporting her campaign. Every action of planting a tree to awareness about environment. These all are activities to protect our planet. If you are doing something to protect, these are all the activities of hero. What does a hero really do? He or she does the activities to protect and to plant a tree or create awareness. You don't need superpowers. You can do with a small environmental enthusiasm inside you. So as it is said, there is an eco hero inside every one of us. It's those that we need to bring them out and invest them in the field of protection of our planet. And this is a time for all of change maker like you to start working to create a sustainable environment. You can be wondering, the threats of biodiversity are such great. How can a children make a contribution to protect it? As you know, the policy level activities should be started from United Nations conventions to the government plans. But it is us people who follow those rules and make the responsible bodies realize that it is necessary to take actions. The change begins from us. Small activities does really matter and can bring huge impact overall. You can start with planting a tree. You all know how important a tree is to us. From the air we breathe to the food we consume, it all comes from a tree. You can identify whether the waste you produce is biodegradable or non-biodegradable and manage the waste properly. You can do composting of the biodegradable waste and use in the kitchen or the flower garden that I suggested you to build. And saving energy and the resources. Whether it can be small activities with switching off the light when it is not in use and saving the tap water after you fill it. Saving energy always counts. Every bit of the energy you save is the amount you are saving for the planet. You get encouragement for saving and leaves a equal enthusiasm inside you to create and save energy, starting from small actions, from shifting to the renewable source of energy from non-renewable source energies to saving every bit of energy present on the planet. These all are activities to save the planet. You can also join eco clubs and raise your voice related to environment and raise awareness among people. All you need to do is bring the eco hero inside you and leverage to the world and create an impact to save the planet because it is us. We need to bring the change and let's protect the environment together as every small action counts and together we can bring the change. I am ready to bring the change. Are you ready? I am sharing you the opportunity about the Global Environmental Essay Competition organized by Eco Generation. The theme of this environment essay competition is biodiversity. You can see here how the biodiversity is important to us, to the consequences, results, and threats of biodiversity with inspirational stories. You can also create your account in Tunza Eco Generation as the link is shared in the presentation and join the environmental platform where you meet the global environmental leaders. You can read the reports of the ambassadors as well as write your own reports and make it recognized globally with all those activities you have done. You can also participate in various environment related activities and win various environmental hampers, eco-related gifts, and many more. So I do encourage you to create your account and join this global environmental networking platform. And if you have any more queries, you can connect to me on my social media accounts. You can connect to me on Facebook, Twitter, or You can also email me at kusalanarki@gmail.com or view all of my environment activities at my WordPress at kusalanarki.wordpress.com. So, wishing you all a happy World Environment Day once again, and wishing all of you to bring the eco hero inside you to protect the environment, and wishing you a special thank you and green cheers. Thank you, everyone.